Hello, the top stories. The President of the Senate, Atiku Abubakar, on Tuesday dismissed claims circulating in sections of social media that the National Assembly has approved the creation of new states. The United Nations Children's Fund on Tuesday said 3.5 million children in Nigeria are suffering from severe acute malnutrition. And in sports, Udinese and Nigeria goalkeeper Maduka Okoye has been handed a 2-month ban by the Italian Football Federation following a high-profile betting scandal. Today is Wednesday. A lovely day to you. A beautiful welcome to you here on Sapiencia News at noon. My name is Chinonso AX3 Ekuma. Now the news in detail. President of the Senate, Atiku Abubakar, on Tuesday dismissed claims circulating in sections of social media that the National Assembly has approved the creation of new states. Speaking during plenary in response to concerns raised by Senator Abdul Ningi, PDP Bauchi Central, Abubakar clarified that although the Constitution Review Committee has received over 42 proposals for state creation, none have passed through the full legislative process. He warned communities against organizing meetings or mobilization efforts over proposed states that have not been legally established, stressing that no new state has been approved by the Senate. Abia urged Nigerians to rely on official statements from the National Assembly concerning constitutional amendments and related issues. Meanwhile, the Senate has scheduled a special session for Wednesday to honor the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. The session would see the lawmakers reflect on Buhari's contributions to Nigeria's development. Governor Alex Otti of Abia State, that's moving on. Governor Alex Otti of Abia State says his administration is committed to resolving pension challenges through honest dialogue and inclusive decision making. Otti said this on Tuesday when the national leadership of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners paid him a visit in Mvosi, Isiala, Ungwa South local government area of the state. He noted that resolving the pension challenges in the state required collaboration, deep reflection, and goodwill from all parties involved. He clarified that the backlog of pensions predates his administration, but expressed his willingness to manage the situation. He said that the exact figure of the backlog of pensions had remained uncleared as pension obligations kept growing with ongoing retirement. He also said that there was a political will to solve the problem and expressed confidence in finding a workable solution. Moving on, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has warned against threats to opposition leaders, declaring that any threat to Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi amounts to a threat to all opposition figures. Atiku's warning comes amid a brewing row over Obi's recent visit to Edo State, which Governor Monday Okpebholo insists must follow proper security clearance protocols. Okpebholo, during the inauguration of the new Edo Line Transport Company in Benin on Tuesday, reiterated his earlier position that Obi should inform the state government of his visits, describing it as a matter of security rather than intimidation. He stated the statement was re-echoed by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom, Wike, who stated that high-profile Nigerians like Obi needed to inform the governor of any state about their visit to ensure guaranteed security. Still in the news, in response to a wave of deadly attacks on farmers across the country, the military has intensified the aerial and ground patrols to safeguard agricultural communities and boost food security. Reports from incidents between January and July 2025 reveal a growing trend of violence targeting farmers. For instance, On January 13th, terrorists killed at least 40 farmers in Borno State. Another 15 were slaughtered in Wike village, Kebbi State. On Monday, on May 19th, while 20 were massacred in March during coordinated attacks across 4 communities in Ala Elofoson, Ondo State. That same month, suspected herdsmen murdered 5 more farmers in the Abia community in Akure North local government area. Then in April, the notorious bandits leader Bello Torji was reportedly behind the killing of 11 farmers in Sokoto State. Most recently, 27 men and women were murdered on July 16th by gunmen in Bindi Jebu Tahos community in Riyom local government area of Plateau State. Amid rising public concerns over these attacks and their implications for food security, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kagia, assured the military was actively working to protect farmers across the country. The Nigerian Medical Association, Abia State Chapter, has rejected the circular issued by the National Salary, Income and Wages Commission on review of allowances for doctors and dentists, describing it as a gross violation of the agreement negotiated and agreed upon during collective bargaining with the federal government. Act by the circular, which it described as regrettable and ill-conceived, the NMA national body had issued a 21-day ultimatum to the federal government to withdraw the circular or risk industrial action. Addressing newsmen in Omahi on Friday, the NMA chairman in the state, Dr. Izrike Izinwa, expressed regret that in a solo attempt to address the consequential adjustments of allowances in consolidated medical salary structure Condemns, the commission had ended up aggravating the festering wounds of the few doctors and dentists who still practice in Nigeria. Moving on, the United Nations Children's Fund on Tuesday said 3.5 million children in Nigeria are suffering from severe acute malnutrition. It also said 400,000 children risk preventable death in 1 month and 8 days due to severe malnutrition. UNICEF Nigeria's Chief of Field Operations and Emergencies, Judith Leville, stated this during a joint press briefing held in Abuja focused on the European Union support for victims of the yellow water crisis in Benue State and the nutrition emergency in the northeast and northwest. Leville said that with the development, the country faced a stockout of its essential nutrition commodities. Moving on, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nantewa Yiltade, has disclosed that no fewer than 3,160 persons have been displaced following the recent killings in Yelwa community, Benue State. The minister stated this during an interview by newsmen during a TV program. Yelwatade revealed that among the displaced were 810 school-age children, while about 48 homes and several shops and business centers were destroyed during the attack on the community. The minister said his team carried out a comprehensive needs assessment in the affected community in collaboration with state authorities and international partners. He noted that the ministry, working with the United Nations system, NGOs and development partners, has designed a long-term response plan to address the humanitarian crisis and restore stability to the community. According to him, the estimated budget of the intervention stands at 6.7 billion naira, which will cover emergency relief, peace building, and durable solutions for the displaced families. Moving to sports, uncertainty now clouds the 2025 Nigeria National Athletics trials as the Athletics Federation of Nigeria remains unable to confirm if the event will still take place as earlier scheduled in Abeokuta, Ogun State from July 31st to August 30, to August 2nd. The trials, a compulsory selection meet for Nigeria's senior athletics team ahead of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, were built to hold at the MKO Abiola Stadium, Abeokuta. However, unresolved issues surrounding the certification of the stadium's tartan track by World Athletics have thrown the event into disarray. AFN President Tonoboko Kowa told newsmen that no official decision has been made regarding the venue, citing the pending approval of the facility as a key factor in the day. The Abeokuta venue, which recently hosted the National Sports Festival in May and the CAA African Under-18, Under-20 Championships earlier this month, has yet to receive final clearance from the World Athletics Federation. Still in sports, Udinese and Nigeria goalkeeper Maduka Okoye has been handed a 2-month ban by the Italian Football Federation following a high-profile betting scandal linked to a match against Lazio during the 2023-2024 season. The 24-year-old goalkeeper was found guilty of sporting misconduct after allegations emerged that he deliberately sought a yellow card during a league match against Lazio. The suspicious booking triggered an investigation into abnormal betting patterns related to that specific incident. According to a statement from the FIGC, Okoye was accused of intentionally committing an act that led to his caution in order to influence betting outcomes. The case has raised fresh concerns over the integrity of players' conduct and the growing influence of illegal betting syndicates on professional football. Following a thorough disciplinary inquiry, the FIGC's National Federal Tribunal officially confirmed its decision on Tuesday, announcing that Okoye would serve a 2-month ban from all official matches. The ban will commence from the first official game of the 2025-2026 season. That's on it on the news for today. But a quick reminder on our top stories. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on Tuesday dismissed claims circulating in sections of social media that the National Assembly has approved the creation of new states. The United Nations Children's Fund on Tuesday said 3.5 million children in Nigeria are suffering from severe acute malnutrition. And in sports, Udinese and Nigeria goalkeeper Maduka Okoye has been handed a 2-month ban by the Italian Football Federation following a high-profile betting scandal linked to a match against Lazio during the 2023-2024 season. And on behalf of the editorial crew and the production crew, my name is Chinonso Aik3 Ekoma. Keep watching Sapiencia TV and stick with us right here on Sapiencia Media Center. Have a lovely day ahead.